Never mind.
All right, welcome to tonight's call. It is about the fourth vital behavior, which was added on not that long ago, and it's all about recognition. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Danielle Shabronsky. I've been a coach for almost 4 years, which is crazy. I think beginning of October will be 4 years. I'm a lifetime one-star and a Success Club 10 legend, which those are my two accolades that I'm really proud of, although I hope to get a lot more success where that comes from. And I will start off with a truth bomb right away. This morning I messaged my success partner, Christine DeSimus, and I said, how the hell am I going to run a call on recognition when I don't do enough of it myself? And we had a little conversation through Facebook Messenger, and that's the truth. Like, the reality of it is the business goes in waves, and right now my business is at a little bit of a lull. I have some really awesome business partners that I have on my team, and it's always the same ones that are showing up, and it's always the same ones that I recognize. And sometimes, as much as I love them and they know I love them, and I tell them all the time, but sometimes, like, I feel like when I recognize somebody over and over, I'm like, is it going to lose its flair? So that's my bad. That's my bad, because, I don't have a team of 10 to 20 rock stars. I don't. I have, 2, 3, or 4 people who are just consistent. They hit Success Club. They bring in the volume. They are there on the calls. One of them is here now. And, it's like, it's those same people that I recognize. But then in my conversation with Christine, she really brought me back to the level of, well, what about recognizing just like smaller things like posts and little non-scale victories and challenge groups and stuff like that. So, part of this call tonight is me preaching to the choir, but my dad always used to say, you have to practice what you preach. And I'm vowing to you on this call that I am going to practice what I'm going to preach tonight. So I don't know if you saw it on the post that I made in the team page today, but I found this poem. It actually came via an email today, and it's called The Root of Success. And it really spoke to me, knowing that I was going to be doing this call, but also about the 4 vital behaviors. So I'm just going to read it quickly. So it's called The Root of Success. There once was a tree that produced an abundant supply of fruit. Everyone marveled at its ability to produce a record harvest each year. The owner who sold his fruit at the local market had become one of the wealthiest men in town, and he was the envy of all who knew him. However, as the years passed, the owner spent so much of his time counting and selling his fruit that he forgot to nourish the root. He became so prideful and focused on results that he neglected to see the signs that the tree was dying. Then one day, when the owner went to pick fruit from his tree, he was shocked to discover that the tree was barren. How could this be, he asked. But when he inspected the root, he found his answer. The root had dried up. He was so focused on the fruit that he had neglected the root. He wished there was something he could do, but it was too late. It was a lesson he would never forget. How about you? Do you focus on the numbers, the outcomes, and the fruit? Or do you focus on the purpose, people, innovation, culture, and root of your success? Always remember, the amount of fruit we produce is just an outcome and measurement of how well we are nurturing our root. If we take care of our root, we'll always have an abundant supply of fruit. Ignore the root and say goodbye to the fruit. So I thought that was interesting because, the reason why we have the 4 vital behaviors is because we have to nourish ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves by being the product of the product and reading our personal development and sharing our journey. And that's how we invite. And also recognizing others, but recognizing like our small accomplishments. like it's very exciting to say something big, but we have small accomplishments as well. And we have to really focus on nourishing ourselves and our teams. And then when we nourish them, then, all the harvest can come, I guess, is what you would say.
Bad.
So, did somebody say something?
Not her fault. She was at a red light turning green, and when she drove through the intersection.
Hey, Michelle, can you mute yourself, please?
Sorry.
Thank you. So whether you have one person in your challenge group or on your team, or you have 1,000, it doesn't matter. At this moment, you are a leader. You are a leader of your team. And recognition became a vital behavior because people love that positive reinforcement in any area of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. The more that you love on people and the more that you compliment, like how nice is it to get a compliment from somebody or from a complete stranger? It really builds you up. And when you give to others in the same way, it's the same exact thing. And you're not going to force something, a compliment. Like if you see somebody whose hair you like, sorry, Ramses, but a girl like your hair you like, you're going to say, oh my God, I love your hair. I used to shy away from that. But the reality of it is,
why, sorry, are you saying that you don't like my hair?
No, I do like your hair, but I don't know if you would go around complimenting others' hair. I could be wrong.
Maureen, what do you think?
I don't know. She's on. There she is.
Sorry, I was trying to help Nick get on to On Demand, and we can't get on. He's trying to do his workout. I forgot that there was an update that there was.
Yeah, there's some issues with Lift Forward, the other one.
Oh.
That's
Mes de Mas, and
yep.
We can't even sign into On Demand.
Huh. That's weird. I just finished mine like not too long ago.
Usually they do it in the middle of the night. That's weird.
No, it actually, there was an alert. Nikki posted it in Team Resurrection.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Well, Eric didn't do his either today, so guess they'll be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's the advantage of a program that has so many rest days.
Yes.
You can move your rest days around as your schedule allows it.
Right.
And then you will recognize Nick for actually getting it done when he was able to, right? Mm-hmm. See? You see how I spun this around? See?
Yeah. We're
Good
currently
you should be running this call. You should be running.
On Demand.
All right, I'll do it.
I will be recognizing him. Here's something that I want to ask about, and it may have already been asked while I was trying to get him signed in. But my question is, I notice people will. Sammy, can you please turn this down? I don't want to listen to Star Wars, Clone Wars, whatever. That people will be doing like their challenge, like most valuable challenger on their public pages too. Mm-hmm. You're asking them to do this, readily asking them to do this. I've never asked a challenger to do that.
I
suck at that.
I ask them if I can post about them, and usually they always say yes, or I just do it without putting their name in a picture. I just do something to recognize them. So
without their
it depends on their level of privacy.
What they want.
People are all for it.
I always ask, is it okay if I post your picture, if I tag you, and then sometimes they say no. I'm like, well, can I do this? Can I add a quote from something from you or something like that, and then just not put your name? So recognize them that way. And they know they're being recognized, but not whatever they're comfortable with. I always ask what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I did that too, Maureen, once before. Like this one girl wrote in our challenge group about how she tried on a two-piece for the first time or something. And it was just such an awesome message. And so I basically said, I'm going to keep you anonymous, but do you mind if I share your message and like what you experienced? And she didn't mind. So then I would just
have done.
Yeah.
That I have done, but I have not consistently recognized challengers.
And that, I think, well, that's what I was going to get to that in a little bit, but like about
Okay, sorry.
like actually building that in. And I'll tell you, like actually right before this call, I went into the training. Like honestly, the Coach Online office has so much stuff. And I was like, what's new in the training? Let me see. Because I was like, there has to be something on recognition, like some wow thing I could share, And I was just listening to some videos from Summit. Now, I wasn't at this Summit, so I'm guessing that it was from this Summit. And I took some little nuggets that I wanted to share with you. But, basically what recognition is it's like really just getting to know your people, whether it's your challengers or your coaches on your team. And you really want to get to know, like, if they believe in the products. And obviously I would love to say that they believe in the business if they're a coach, but the reality of it is that, do they believe in themselves in this business? Do they believe in that they can have whatever they want through Beachbody? And that's one thing I'm guilty of. And I see Maureen raising her hand, like, everybody, all those top coaches and people on stage say, oh, we're just like you. And you know what? They are. They are just like us. And it's like the belief that they can get whatever they want out of this business. But you don't have to think about going way up here, right now. You could think about all these baby steps and recognize all these baby steps in your own business, but in other people's business as well, that is getting to where you want to be. So, like, for example, for me, I have 115,000 volume points left over on one of my legs, on my strong leg. It kills me. My weak leg is like this, so what do I need? I need more team volume. So maybe I would go in then and recognize in my team page the volume earners for the week, because then people, not only are they loving the positive reinforcement, but other people want their names on the board. Or is your goal to have more coaches hit Success Club? Then you're going to focus maybe on recognizing the Success Club points that people earn, so that you're hoping that other people will, hop onto that and say, well, I want to be on that board too. And I will tell you that I even have some discount coaches that, like, they just like happened to mention it to somebody and they got Success Club points, because they sold a challenge pack. And when they see their name on that, they're like, holy crap. And I'm like, yeah, you could do this. But, it's like they're just not ready yet. They're just in it for the discount, but they just happen to sell a challenge pack, with my help, but still they got 2 Success Club points on the board. So you're going to recognize the people that are doing these consistent things, whether it's on a weekly basis. You could do it at the end of the month. You can do both. You could also, one thing that I need to be better on is going through your coach's posts. And when someone makes a really significant post that you just like, wow, they really opened themselves up here, and they did, they just really kind of went bare, or they just hit a lot of nerves with a post. Copy it and post it on your team page and share it. And, I have a lot of discount coaches on my team page, and I see, who can see it. And, maybe 1 or 2 people like it or comment, but there's like 30, 40 people who have seen it. And maybe it just resonates with them. Maybe it'll spark them in some way, but it also gives that other person recognition. You could recognize the big things, but you recognize the small, the non-scale victories that we talk about, like the 2-piece that Heather said. Recognizing that, someone made a delicious meal, what's going on in your group. And of course, asking them permission before you share it on your personal page. But you're not only going to recognize them on your personal page, but more importantly, even in the challenge group. Doing it on your personal page then shows other people, kind of like a little glimpse into what's going on in your group. So it's kind of like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Another way is like you can recognize if your new coach signs their first sells their first challenge pack, if they sign their first coach, if they do their opening coming out as a coach post, post in the team page too, like, hey, go show some love to blah, blah, blah. They just posted this. And just recognizing these tiny little bits and pieces. It's giving them a little seed of confidence. Another way that I have done it before, but I wasn't at Summit, so I didn't get to do it this time. But like when I'm at Summit, I'll reach out to somebody who's not there and I'll say, I know you're not there at Summit. Can you do me a favor and just post something into the team page, or make sure you just check into our challengers and, post a challenge for the day. And that's giving them that sense of you feel confident in them. And that's another way that you're recognizing them. You have faith in them. And I remember when my coach did that to me, and I was like, really? You want me to run the challenge group this week? And I was like, okay. But that gave me that confidence I needed as a new coach to say like, oh, well, maybe I can do this. Obviously, she sees something in me. Maybe I don't see it in myself yet, but she sees something in me. There was, someone mentioned, back to the PD part, there's a book called No Limits by John C. Maxwell. I heard that was amazing to read or listen to. I do Audible, so that's on my list. Again, it's called No Limits by John C. Maxwell. And it's basically, one of those confidence building, type of books, but it's something to take a listen to or to read. But I think really it's just about, we plant seeds with customers when we just ask them if they want to join us. It's the same thing with our coaches. We give them little seeds of confidence. And one quote that I heard, if you want your child to soar, thinking of your coaches and your team as your children, but in life as your child, your real children. If you want your child to soar, teach them to fly. Don't be their wings. And I really freaking love that because, we can't want this more than they want it. We can't want it for them more than they want it. So they have to want it themselves as well. And of course, when they're new coaches, you teach them, the online office, and you're there to answer all questions, but you want to make sure that they're gaining their confidence, and by running the challenge groups, and you're recognizing their efforts and you're participating with them to help them. But I just thought that was a really good quote that I heard, because way too often we spend a lot of time with people, not because they don't have belief in themselves, it's just that they don't want it as badly. And I think you have to differentiate between that not wanting it as bad as you want it for them, or with the potential that you see in them, versus they really have very little belief in themselves. And you can help the person that has little belief in themselves. You can help that. We have all been there. We all struggle with it sometimes, and that's where the personal development comes in. But you can teach them to fly if they're willing to learn. But if they really don't want it as badly as you want it for them, then it's not going to work, no matter how much recognition you give them. But so you have to differentiate.
I really so wish that there were some people that were on the call, because I think it's really difficult. It's really difficult to take that step back and realize that not everybody wants it as badly as you do, and you trying to want it for them isn't. You don't have to yell at him. Isn't gonna make them want it. Mm-mm. Just because we know how awesome it can be, and we know the pluses and all of that good stuff, it doesn't mean that they're going to. And sometimes that is a really hard pill to swallow. And I think I can admit that there was a time in the beginning where I wanted it so much more than any of the coaches that not all, but there was a chunk of people that I wanted it so badly for them. And they did not care.
No.
When if I may add something, 2 years ago after Summit, in the Sunday morning after Summit in New Orleans, Danielle Natoni had her little thing. I don't remember what it was called, but one of the questions that she was asked was, "What do you do?" It was exactly this: "What do you do to motivate those coaches who just like, it doesn't seem like they're motivated, like they don't want it enough. And her response was, you don't do anything. You leave them alone, because all that's going to happen is you are going to try so hard and they are not going to want it, and you are going to get frustrated, and it's going to be a waste of your time, a waste of your efforts, and in the end it's going to affect you, to where instead of them wanting it like you want it, your want is going to, like, you're going to want it less than you did before, because their negativity is going to affect you.
And
That's
it's not a reflection on how you are as a leader either. And that's something that I know I struggle with.
It.
Like, I mean, I'll tell Jen's on the phone. I'll tell Josephine. I'll tell Christy. I'm like, oh God, I kind of wish you guys went to a different leader. Sometimes I feel like I suck as a leader, blah, blah. And they're like, what? Like, and I'm like, tell me what I could do more. Cause like, I'm so close with them now that like, I could say like, tell me. And they're like, no, and it's like, well, then how come only you guys want it and not like the other 40 people in my group? How come, what happened to so-and-so? And then you have to take a step back. Like, it's not you, it's them. Whether it is they just don't understand what could happen in this business. MLMs have such a weird vibe around them. It's like,
I just did a PSA about that. Stop getting mad at your friends for trying to better themselves and better their life, and maybe better your life too. You'll have to check it out. I don't understand why people get so mad. If you look at statistics, MLMs are crazily on the rise. That the movement to go into stores is changing so much that people are buying online, and so then they are in turn buying from their friend or their friend's friend, or they see a post.
right.
So for people to be getting so pissed off because somebody's doing that is beyond me. And my thing was about, do you get mad at Target when you go into Target and spend hundreds of dollars that you shouldn't even be spending on crap that you don't even need? No, you don't get mad at Target about that. You don't even get mad at yourself about it. You laugh about it. There's memes about it. And Target doesn't care about you. We're people that like care about you.
Well, I think there's a difference between someone who reaches out and wants to better you versus someone who reaches out and sounds as that like that salesy, just wanting to make a sale. And that's the difference. I had a girl who literally messaged me. Obviously, she didn't see my page, and she was trying to get me to buy, so I forgot, I don't even know what company it was. And it was like for nutrition, hair growth, nail growth, and all this stuff. And I answered her back and I said, oh, thank you for reaching out to me, and I was very appreciative, because I wouldn't want someone to do, saying nasty things to me. And I was like, but just so you know, I'm a Beachbody coach. I drink Shakeology, but I wish you all the best of luck. And I said, and, she said, well, how about any of your friends? And I was like, so I was like, well, a lot of my friends do drink Shakeology. I said, but blah, blah, blah. So she goes, well, how about hair growth? And it was like, so like grasping for, and I almost felt bad for her, and I was like, oh God. So I just wrote back and I said, no, I'm all set, but thank you. I wish you the best of luck. We just need to support each other.
And I get that. I think that there are a lot of companies out there that don't really teach or train people on like proper etiquette. But I was thinking about this, like, I know what we try to do, but when you're thinking about somebody who is legit selling makeup, like, they are going to be like, hey, you want to buy my mascara? Like,
and somebody's going to say yes, a lot easier.
A lot easier than,
a lot easier.
Hey, you want to change your life and like get fit and feel good? Oh,
and get off the couch? Not everybody. It's a lot harder.
I know
it's a catch-22 at this business, because
that's what Nick said. Or they get offended that you think that they're fat, which I also said in my video. They're like, oh, you think I'm fat, so that's why you're sending me these messages? And it's like,
so someone approached me and said that she left Beachbody. She was a Beachbody coach for 2 years. She left, and she said a lot of the people on her team were former Beachbody coaches, and they left because they were not making the financial gains. So they went to whatever company this was. I don't even know what it was. And I politely said to her, listen, I'm in love with Beachbody. It has changed my life. I will never work for another MLM, but I wish you the best of luck. And she so politely said, I get it. And let's just support each other and cheer each other on. And like, that was it. And it was like the end, you know. She wasn't, yes, she sent me a whole blurb on like trying to get me over to her and she can meet me and put me in this business informational group. But once I kindly responded to her, she actually accepted and whatever. But it's, you know, it's all over. It's all over in everybody's faces. And for me to buy a pair of leggings or mascara or foundation, it's a lot easier for me to do that and to feel good on the outside than it is for me to commit to, you know, changing my lifestyle, because you all know it, every single one of us, it was freaking scary. If anybody on this call was not scared the first time that they opened up that box from Beachbody, and at the time when I did, it was all DVDs.
I did Insanity, and I was really afraid. I did Insanity that I borrowed from my brother-in-law, but I bought a challenge pack of Turbo Jam with Shakeology. That was my challenge pack with the DVDs. And I did Insanity first. And I think Dana was trying to get me to do Turbo Fire instead of Turbo Jam. But I was like, oh no, I'll get that one if it's like dancier. I should have listened to her. But regardless, I was scared as hell. But I was like, well, I got to do this. I got to get into clothes.
Am I like the lamest person here who was scared of Slim and Six? That was my first. Like, I opened that box and I was like, okay, I'm going to die with this thing.
Listen, Slim and Six is no joke, you know. That was it, Debbie Severs, whatever.
Yes.
That was the first program I ever did that was Beachbody. I didn't even know it was Beachbody. It was like years
Oh my goodness. The first, we did 10 minutes of the thing and it was ridiculous. It's just like, wow. And Maureen's like, I did Insanity. It's like, get the hell out of here. Show off.
But everybody was afraid at some point, and it's like you're asking them to make a life change, but then again, when they do commit, like, you're gonna recognize them that they committed, and then any little, you know, small little gain that you can shout them out is just gonna boost their confidence, you know. So it's all about that. So that's all I have for recognition. I mean, honestly, the one thing I will say, and I have to do it too, I told you, practice what you preach, and you know, is build it into your business. Make a schedule of, you know, whether you're going to do like Success on Sunday or, you know, Thankful Thursday, whatever, you know, float your boat. Like, it doesn't matter. Or it could be a random time during the week, but make it one of your to-dos for at least every week or at least every month, if not weekly. And again, even if you have like one person on your team, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Shout them out if they allow you on your personal page or in your challenge group. There are sometimes, like, I know we have a fitness family, but if one of the coaches does something great or we all get together, I don't just share it with the team page. Like, we share it in our fitness family too, because we're shouting our own recognition out, whatever, because we want more people to join us, you know. So, and the more that you empower people in your challenge groups, then the more belief they get in themselves, and then hopefully they'll, you know, realize their potential as a coach.
So here's an idea that I had, and that I don't know if you guys want to do it. I was thinking this for challengers, and it would cost you like $2 per challenger or something like that. If that, it's when your challengers finish your challenge group, your program, whatever, you know. Let's say Danielle finished Turbo Jam, you know, program, and she lost 15 pounds. Okay. Then, as part of the recognition, you print a certificate and you mail it to them. You know, congratulations, Danielle, for finishing Turbo, whatever, you know, and losing 15 pounds and everything. You know, having something physical, something like tangible, has a lot of impact. Do you guys remember when you received your certificate from Beachbody that said that you got to Emerald? or that you when you received it, or diamond in the case of you, elites, or like when we go to summit, what is the one thing that everybody gets, like all those, like the okay, how long is your thing that's hanging from your neck, right?
Yeah.
So those things that are visible, that are tangible, that are always going to be there reminding you, I think those have a lot of impact in more than just a post on Facebook saying, yay, you did it. But that is Facebook's not going to show it anymore tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I know when I did the 80-day obsession group, I had about like 10 people start it with me, and I bought them each a foam roller from Amazon, and I gifted it was like $8 or whatever, and
See,
we were so excited. I don't do that often. I don't do that often, but I love that idea. And another idea is get them to do a Beachbody challenge. Submit their pre and post pictures, because they get a t-shirt. I can't even tell you. I've done it once, and I've done 10 programs. Like, all you have to do is submit a pictures, and
you know what the problem is with the Beachbody challenge is that it takes for freaking ever to answer the questions in all those things,
Yeah.
And that's why people are like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's the problem there.
Yeah.
So I went to the point where I would submit my pictures, and I would just be like, write down like words, just like whatever, yay, yeah, I did it, or I don't know, just give me my damn shirt, and
right.
that's it.
Just give me my shirt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, any of you in the Lift 4 group, but there's a company called Club Fitwear, and Jessica and Jeremy run it. They just got married, actually. I know their life, apparently, because I get their emails. But they have crazy deals. If you sign up for their emails, you'll get an email or two every single day. But they have crazy deals, and their shirts are amazing. And I'm just going to reach over here. I got my my shipment today. And I got this for $1. Can you see it? $1. This was a grab bag for like $5, but I always need new tanks. Hulk mode. I'm gonna feel like a green dinosaur. And then I got Eric 2 t-shirts that say, and it was like, I think the t-shirts were free. Well, I paid the $1 plus the shipping and handling. I paid $12.95 for all this. And they're like legit, like nice, I don't know, it's called Next Level Apparel. But they're nice. I had 80-day obsession one. I got Blessed. It's a good quality. Yeah. They wash well, and they're super cheap. And like, if you hashtag them, you could win like a hoodie every Friday, and it's like really good for prizes too. So like sometimes they'll have like a buy one get one free, or like I just used my email for the $1 tank, and then I used my husband's email for shirts for him. To get like extra prizes and stuff. And I paid $12.95 for those 4 shirts. So
yeah, I got 80-day obsession ones from there, and I really liked it.
I like it. It's good quality. It's not like that thin material. It's like good. It washes well. So those are good ideas for little prizes. I know Jen's on the call, but I can't see her. But the dollar spot in Target is fantastic. If you want to just find little, what really pisses me off though is when you buy like a $3 thing and then it costs like $8 to ship it, but whatever. But,
you put that in the TFA hit it and quit it one?
Did I put it in there, you said?
Yeah, you put it in there, right? About the shirts?
Yeah, like I put the email.
I'm just going to search you.
Yeah, because I put it in there because I was like, is this for real? Like $1? And then I went on and I ordered it, and it was for real. And I even like emailed them because obviously I wanted the tanks, not the t-shirts. I ordered my husband the t-shirts, but whatever, it's fine. I could always use t-shirts. And they emailed me right back. Still didn't get it right, but that's okay. But yeah, like, so, they offer these grab bags, they offer like things, for prizes. And I got like I got a magnet that says, life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And it came with like 2 stickers to put by my workout mirror. Like it, it's like, and then they give you like a 50% off your first order. So it's just a nice, it's a smaller company, but the quality's good, but it's good for prizes. there's no reason, you know, especially to get it for $1.
Okay, this is like a little bit deviated, but like, are they true to size?
Yeah, I mean, I ordered a large because I find like with tank tops, I like them a little bit bigger. And I think so. Yeah, the
Maureen,
one
I ordered one. I ordered one from there, and they are definitely true to size.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been very happy with it. And it has hashtag Club Fitwear on it, you know, so you're
Fitness Tea has their name on them too, but it's not huge or like ridiculous.
no, it's like it's down at the bottom. It's not
Yeah.
right there.
No,
But
that's
any
great.
of the programs that come out, they tend to have it, and they just have like, but like you can get little prizes, you know, whether it's there or at the dollar spot or whatever, and you know,
Sometimes, but I mean, you got to look and you got to hit it on a good day. But even the dollar store sometimes has good stuff.
oh
Like,
yeah, I get like notepads, inspirational notepads, or little calendars, dry erase boards they could use. So, do any of the newer coaches have any questions about recognition, especially if you don't, maybe you don't have like a bunch of people on your team yet? Anybody? Or have any ideas you want to share? The grid's getting smaller. They're hopping off one by one.
what I would like to say is, so I mean, Nikki Minton is doing this, and she's been recognizing people, and she's recognizing like all of the people down, right? Like,
Right.
so me and even like people way below me. And I have like, I have two coaches that are like working this business, which is huge for me, of my own personally sponsored. But then there are coaches that are below me, Melissa Stanton, obviously, and her team who are they're not my personally sponsored coaches, but they're doing so amazingly. He already recognized, like, I feel like is it weird for me to like start recognizing them all?
Absolutely not. I do. So do you know how to do the coach recognition view in the back office?
I've never done that.
Let's see if it lets me share.
This is perfect for you to do. This is perfect for this call.
Yeah, I meant to touch upon that. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. Don't mind my messy desktop. It is what it is. It symbolizes me. Hold on one second. So in the coach office, if you go to monitor my business, and you go to, where am I? Let's go to team. I should know this. No. Where am I?
It didn't click over to monitor my business.
Thank you. That's why. I'm like, where am I? When you go to downline, you can go to sponsorship drill down.
Okay.
That's going to give all your coaches and all your grandkid coaches and your great grandkid coaches. Sorry, my computer is being really slow right now.
Everything is. You're good.
So if you look here at your downline coach recognition view and you click on that, it will, now you could like filter it out even more, but you can see where everybody's at. So it has current SC points, previous. So like here's my husband, right? So under my husband is Danielle and Jen. So it'll show, okay, Jen's at 6. Okay, so here's the current SC points.
Okay.
Then you click under Jen, and it'll show every level. You have to keep clicking those pluses until you get all those levels. Look at all those big fat zeros.
It's all right.
It's all good.
All right.
So, but those are all your levels. And it goes through multiple levels. And it'll even say, like, from last month.
Okay.
I'm trying not to make everybody dizzy here. It'll say previous Success Club points.
Okay, so you don't think that even though Nikki is doing it, or like, let's say Dana would be doing it, or Like it's okay for me to do it
So Nikki
now.
is
Like if I
doing,
started doing it now.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to send gifts per se either, but if somebody, like, you can totally
No,
just
I just want to start doing it because I feel like if I just get in
recognizing
a habit,
them. No, definitely. Like I try to do the monthly leaderboard, and like I said, most of the time it's always the same people, but every once in a while you get like somebody new, and you really have to click under those levels to see. And if it's one of Jen's coaches or, you know, Josephine's coaches or whatever, I put them on that board.
okay.
And, you know, I know Jen and Joe have their own team pages and they have their own team chats going on. So I'm sure they do recognition in their own way. But to me, it's like, who cares? You know, that's just another opportunity for them to feel good about themselves. You know, so there's just, or sometimes I'll message somebody, even if it's like, you know, a coach who sold their first challenge pack and they got a congrats, sometimes I'll message them. Or if it's somebody who's really good challenger, who like they feel is really good coach potential, you know, but yet that person maybe doesn't realize it, like I'll message them because I'll, you know, I feel the same way. We'll talk about that person and I'll message them and be like, you know, thanks for being such a huge support in the challenge group. And they just appreciate having somebody else recognize that.
I think what happened for me is that because mine is smaller, right? I'm going to end up recognizing some of the same people week after week after week.
That's the exact thing.
So
right?
that was something that happened. And the people that were being recognized all the time were like, oh, we don't need gifts and we don't really need the recognition and blah, blah, blah. Like it's always, you know, and it made me feel bad. And I feel like I've never done it again since.
Well, so that's the struggle that I have because it's always the same people, but once in a while you'll have somebody else, but then maybe recognize for different things. Recognize a good post like we talked about, or you know, if they're being active in the challenge group, recognize that. You know, it doesn't always have to be about Success Club points and volume and stuff like that. It could be for little things, you know, that really have nothing to do necessarily with even business building.
Right. Okay.
You know, or so-and-so had a really hard time last week and they still muddled through.
Right.
And showed up.
No, I love that.
You know, and even like sometimes, and I know people will listen to this, you know, and hopefully not take it the wrong way, but, you know, when I have my own team call on Tuesday nights, there are times, and like if I have something important that we spoke about, whatever, I'll say thank you to blank, blank, and blank for showing up on the call. You know, here's what we chatted about. And, you know, it's not
a dig at those who
it's
can't.
not a dig at those other people, but it's like, you know, you're going to see the same people showing up, and those are the people that are having success in their business.
Right. And that was at that time the people that were having success in their business. And then it changed for one of the people, but not the other. But yeah, I don't know why I took it so to heart, but I was like, gosh, like I was enjoying doing it. And like, I loved doing it. And they were like, we don't need this. And I'm like, okay.
Maybe they felt bad that you were doing it, you know, especially if you're giving prizes and you're, you know, shelling out money. Maybe they felt bad.
I was, but then it was also like putting names in a hat. Like I think I was doing it for Success Club. So maybe I need to switch it around and do it. And I don't need to do the gift piece, but maybe, you know, maybe 1 month I'm doing Success Club and maybe the next month I'm doing like posts, like shout outs for awesome posts, and
or just change it up every week. I think Success Club is kind of an important thing to hit every month. Even if it's the same people. And listen, I get embarrassed. I've been in this business almost 4 years, and sometimes there's only 2 or 3 people on my Success Club board, and I'm like, oh, you know, it makes me feel, and that's my issue, that I'm a sucky leader because why don't I have more people, you know? But then again, why should I not shout them out if they're consistently helping people and showing up to this business despite being moms and having shit happen to them and stuff like that. If they're showing up, then why not?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. This is an excellent reminder for me, I will say. I'm a talker. I'll shut my mouth. But this was an excellent reminder for me of what I need.
That's going to happen.
Look who's speaking out of the dark.
I know, right? That's what I need to start, like.
Cheryl is hysterically laughing.
Because she knows that because he doesn't shut his mouth either. I'm surprised he's quiet. Somebody must be sleeping by him.
He needs to run a call. We need to think of him. He needs to run next week's call.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
No, I think it is.
You realize that call's gonna go until like midnight.
No, we're gonna shut you down. We're gonna shut you down at 10.
We're
Danielle,
gonna shut you down.
Were you at Super? Hold on. Were you at Super Saturday when I had to speak?
Yes, I believe I was.
Okay. Did you know that I was supposed to speak for 5 minutes?
Wait, was I there? Oh God, my memory sucks. Was I there?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I was supposed to speak for 5 minutes.
And what'd you speak? You probably did like I did and spoke for 20.
Yeah, I went for 20. And I stopped because I saw this girl, Nina. She got up and she started walking towards me.
Oh, so you didn't her. Yes.
I was nowhere near done. I was nowhere near done. I wanted to go,
Well, because you're passionate about your story.
Well, here's the, like, who was it that was going to speak after me? Oh, the girl from the book, Girl Code or whatever her. Yeah, I think that was
Kara. Yeah.
Yes, so it was that day. So.
By the way, look, before I forget, because pregnancy brain. I'm sorry, Ramses. Do you all know that Kara is now a Beachbody coach?
Oh,
Please,
here we go.
Please don't even get me started on this. Yes.
I'm sorry, but
I'm
it really
so better about that. Do you really need to take from the little people? Do you really? We should stop recording.
Who is she under?
That's what I want to know.
She's under this woman named Amy something. I checked. I don't know who this
Silverman? Not Silverman.
No, not Silverman. I totally stalked and I was able to find it. She's on her leaderboard week after week after week. No shit. Because you're already a millionaire that has like, I don't care if I'm smart, whatever.
She makes money off of us anyway because we buy her books for personal development.
So you're making money off of us from that, and then you're stealing customers because people are going to go with you because you're so famous.
Yeah.
Well, or is she going to give the attention that they deserve?
How?
Right?
Possibly.
No.
She could hire somebody to do that.
So
bad.
Don't.
Listen, and I had this
I don't even understand how that's fucking possible. Missy Elliott talked all up and down about Shaun T and using Focus T25 and using other workouts of his. Pretty sure she's not a Beachbody coach. Taking money from all us little people down here.
Or we could spin it around and say she has the ability to reach a lot of lives and change a lot of lives.
There you go.
Why don't you leave some of those lives to us?
Way to keep it positive, Danielle, for us bitter ones.
Here's the thing. And I know Maureen's going to hate me for this, and we're going to go back to when we didn't like each other. Okay? But she's not breaking any rules.
No, she's not.
Technically, she's not breaking any rules. Okay?
She's not, but I think the company is kind of dropping the ball a little bit.
Well, it's okay. Tanya the Machine Baron.
Yeah.
She's a Beachbody coach.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody really knew her until she was doing the programs,
And Tanya had her tiny little. She has her tiny little program that she ran. Like
Nobody knew that.
the Shakeology workouts, where Tanya was the one doing them. Even though they don't even exist anymore. What I'm saying is, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. She's super famous. She has already.
It's super greedy.
Followers.
It's super greedy.
Is it, yes, it is greedy. Okay, yes, I will give you that. It is greedy, but she's not breaking any rules, And so, F her if you want. Don't buy her books, and that's it, And whenever somebody asks you about personal development, don't even mention her, and that's it.
Stick it
All
to
I
her.
say,
Don't worry, I'm not gonna. Done with her books.
so see now, don't you wish now that they had let me talk even longer that Saturday so that she wouldn't go up on stage?
Yeah.
Done with her. Done.
I do.
But yeah, anyway, why were we talking about this?
I'm gonna stop recording right now.
Pregnancy
Because
brain.
we said-
Because of pregnancy brain. I'm gonna stop recording. Get your recognition on.
Make it into your schedule.
Make it into your
You better-
schedule now.
You better recognize.
Fools.